Okay, I just want to talk about this Anderson Varejao getting picked up by the Golden State Warriors. It just so happened to be on the same day that the Warriors got their 50th win against the Atlanta Hawks. They got 50 wins faster than any other team in NBA history. Also, how it ties into the streak that they're chasing with the Chicago Bulls and the NBA Finals. So anyway, Anderson Varejao literally seems weird. He's a Cleveland Cavalier. Always been a Cleveland Cavalier. Varejao has had, injuries or whatever. I call them fake injuries because I guarantee he didn't really tear his Achilles last year and whatnot. But anyway, the Cleveland Cavaliers decided to trade him this year. They traded him on 2/18 of 2016. And they traded him to the Portland Trailblazers. Then the very next day, the Golden State Warriors got blown out by the Portland Trailblazers by 32 points. And then now on 2/22 today, the Warriors pick up Varejao because the Portland Trailblazers had dropped him. So the Warriors pick him up on February 22nd. If you go to the first game of the NBA Finals, which is scheduled to be on June 2nd of 2016, it's a span of 101 days. It's also 3 months, 11 days, and also 14 weeks and 3 days. And I'll explain every one of them here in a second. So the first one that's super interesting is that he was originally traded to Portland, and then it's 3 months and 11 days before the NBA Finals. The next time that the Warriors play Portland is on 3/11. I mean, pretty strange. Also, he was picked up 18 days before 3/11, and he's going to wear number 18 for the Warriors. He was previously always number 17, and I'll talk about that later as well. Varejao's 33 years old. He was traded away from Cleveland. Cleveland and gematria equals 33. He went to Portland, Oregon. Oregon, the 33rd state. Remember, the only championship that the Blazers have ever won, they beat the Warriors in the Western Conference Championship. And the Warriors are originally from Philadelphia. But then after they beat the Warriors, they went on to the NBA Finals and they beat the Philadelphia 76ers in the finals. So there's a big Philadelphia connection up here. 101 days, Philadelphia and gematria even equals 101. So anyway, David Blatt, the Cleveland Cavaliers coach, just got fired. And he got fired on January 22nd, 1/22. It was also the same day that Steve Kerr came back to be the head coach for the Warriors. I mean, what are the odds of that? The two rookie coaches that coached in the NBA Finals last year, one of them gets fired on 1/22, the other one comes back on 1/22. Golden State equals 122 in gematria. The Warriors even beat, I believe it was the Pacers that day. They scored 122 points in their game. David Blatt was fired 122 days before his birthday on May 22nd. Interesting, too, supposedly they fired him because of the 34-point loss to the Warriors. But look at this. So he was born on May 22nd, 1959. If you go up here, Portland Trailblazers beat the 76ers in 1977 here. The NBA Finals started on May 22nd. So it was literally David Blatt's 18th birthday. I mean, Anderson Varejao is going to wear number 18. He comes from Cleveland, or he got sent away just like David Blatt. Whatever, wears number 18. 18 days before they play Portland again, where he was traded to. But May 22nd in 2016 is also the 143rd day of the year, with 223 days left. And David Blatt was even fired after coaching 143 games with the Cavs. And here's where the 14 weeks and 3 days sticks out. 14 weeks, 3 days. So Interesting, all three of these numbers would be coded in there. But anyway, Varejao was traded to the Blazers 27 days after David Blatt was fired. Varejao equals 27 and 72 in Gematria. The Warriors picked him up today and they beat the Hawks, and that leaves them with 27 games left in the season. And also, he's going to wear number 18. I feel like it's really coded to the Chicago theme still. The Super Bowl was all about the 85 Bears. Remember, Peyton Manning just won the Super Bowl. He's number 18 in his 18th season. The first play of the game was even an 18-yard pass to number 81. The Super Bowl is 46 days before his 40th birthday. Chicago equals 46. The 1985 Bears won Super Bowl 20, 46-10. They were using the revolutionary 4-6 defense. This year's Super Bowl was the 46th modern era Super Bowl. The word 18 in Gematria equals 46, the small way. It also equals 73, which sticks out a lot because the Warriors are trying to beat the Bulls 72 wins to make it 73 or more. And I mean, it could be more, but every article I've ever seen, it's all about this number 73. They don't talk about just dominating it and getting like 77 wins. They say, will the Warriors get their 73rd win? So, just interesting. All they have to do is get 73 to beat it. The word 18 equals 73. Varejao's going to wear number 73 or number 18. Varejao was also picked up 31 days after Blatt was fired, or 31 days after Steve Kerr came back to be the head coach. Oakland equals 31. Curry equals 31. They even picked him up because number 31, Festus Ezeli, was injured. Remember last year in the NBA Finals when Andre Iguodala, who wasn't a starter, he got put in the game, and he was number 9, guarding number 23, LeBron James. And then they came back and won the NBA Finals, and literally Andre Iguodala became the MVP. Well, Andre Iguodala was 31 years old. LeBron James is 31 years old this year, so interesting to think about. But there's Andre Iguodala just turned 32, and there's some 32 connections as well. I'll show them in a little bit. Interesting with the 923 stuff, though, LeBron James and Jewish Gematria adds up to 923. He was in the movie Trainwreck. Trainwreck equals 122. A lot of the 923 stuff was surrounded by Pope Francis. Pope Francis equals 122. He came to the White House at 923 on 923. Last year, he also came to the United States on his 923rd day as Pope. Golden State equals 122. In the movie Trainwreck, Amy Schumer is 9 years old in the very opening scene. The rest of the movie takes place 23 years later. There was a train wreck in Philadelphia last year on May 12th. It happened at 9:23 p.m. Anyway, hope I didn't lose you, but so if the Warriors lose 11 games, they won't break the bull streak, they won't even tie it. There's been articles saying that the Bulls are going to be drinking champagne when the Warriors get to 11 or whatever. Interesting, the 11th prime number is 31. And I talked about a lot of this previously, but Klay Thompson is number 11. He was drafted 11th in 2011. I mean, it's just a perfect fit for Oakland. Oakland's even in California, the 31st state. The Warriors' first season in the NBA was 1946-1947 season, and then they lost to the Blazers in the 76-77 season. That was their 31st season. Festus Ezeli hasn't played a game since January 25th. Just interesting, it's 4 months and 8 days before the NBA Finals. His name in Gematria equals 48 and 147. Varejao's birthday, 147 days before he was picked up by the Warriors. Also, Ezeli, the last game that he's played was against the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio in Gematria equals 122. So David Blatt was also fired because of the 132 to 98 point loss against the Golden State Warriors on January 18th. And then look, he was fired 132 days before the NBA Finals. I mean, what are the odds of that? 132 days before the NBA Finals begin, 122 days before his birthday. Also, look at this. So the Warriors are chasing the Chicago Bulls streak, and the next game they played the Chicago Bulls, and the total score was 219, and they won by 31 points. But also on February 19th, which is like 219, they lost by 32 to Portland. In Gematria, back-to-back championships adds up to 219. I talked about this previously with the NBA All-Star Week. You had Russell Westbrook, who won back-to-back MVPs in the All-Star game. Also, you had Zach LaVine, who won back-to-back slam dunk contests. And I said that I think it's a foreshadowing of a back-to-back NBA championship. And I also believe that it's most likely going to be the Cavs versus the Warriors again. Anyway, Anderson Varejao's first game back after tearing his Achilles last year was the opening game of the season this year against the Chicago Bulls. I mean, that's pretty crazy. The Golden State Warriors are all about beating the Chicago Bulls streak. Varejao gets picked up by them now, and literally his first game back was against the Bulls. And look, he only played 11 minutes. 11 minutes in action. 11, the 31st prime. It all fits Oakland. It was also on October 27th. That is the day that Philadelphia became 333 years old. It's also the day that Back to the Future ends in 1985 when the Royals win the World Series. It's also was Game 1 of the 111th World Series this year when the Royals won. Also, if you go from that day to the day the NBA Finals begin, it's a span of 219 days. I mean, would you believe that? Back-to-back championships, 219. I mean, NBA Finals from that day, 219 days. There's even more to it, but it's also 31 weeks and 2 days, so just another 31 connection. So then today also, the Warriors just beat the Atlanta Hawks. And I mean, they're the fastest team in NBA history to get 50 wins. Like I said, I really think it's just another sign about these back-to-back championships. And I just love it. Like, they're literally 50-5 now, the mirrors. So 50 backwards and 50 forwards. We just had Super Bowl 50. Super Bowl equals 131. Championship equals 131. Atlanta Hawks, the big way, equals 131. The small way, it equals 32. It's also the Chicago Bulls' 50th season this year. That's the team that they're chasing the record, or, for the wins. The Bulls set the 72-10 record in the 95-96 season, which was also the 50th NBA season. They beat the Supersonics. Supersonics in Gematria equals 50. Steve Kerr was also on that Bulls team. Steve Kerr's 50 years old right now. He was the 50th pick in the 1988 draft. He also even played for the Cavaliers and the Blazers in his career. He played for the Blazers for 1 year. Also, a lot of articles talking about them being 73-9 to break the record. 73-9 equals 131. They just got their 50th win. 50 wins in Gematria equals 131 and 50. 32 in Gematria equals 50, just like Andre Iguodala's age is how much they lost to Portland on the 50th day of the year on 219. Varejao's from Brazil equals 32.